Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad, and good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What lovely to talk to me, funny lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore!
Good morning, Mr. Cleese. How are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm a little dopey. We had an 8-hour bus ride yesterday, and my neck's a bit stiff. But it's nice, you know. We were in a nice climate. I've managed to escape from the London winter, which has started already. And we've had 2 lovely audiences, and that always cheers you up, you know. If you get a good audience, it's all worthwhile.
Well, you know, it's interesting. You're going from England, which is 11 months of winter, to now you're touring Texas, which is 11 months of summer.
Exactly. Which is one of the reasons I spent a lot of time in America over the years.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's an incredible thing. So you're going on this tour where you're going to be here in the Texas area, Sugar Land, which is right outside of Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, all over for your tour. Talk to us about what people can expect when they see Not Dead Yet.
Well, it's a very simple, because it's basically showing the Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which is Americans. A lot of Americans are very fond of Monty Python, and they like the Holy Grail best. In England, we think that Life of Brian's a better film, but in America, they prefer Holy Grail, which suits me. And I come out and introduce it, and I tell them a little bit about the circumstances in which it was made and the fact that it's a bit of a miracle. And I think they don't realize quite what a miracle it was, because it was made for £240,000, which is nothing for a 6-week shoot in Scotland, you know. And then we show the film, and then we have questions from the audience about the film and about anything else they want to ask about, and that lasts a little bit over an hour. And everybody has a good evening and laughs a lot. And as I get older, I realize how important it is to laugh. Laughter's good for people, you know. But when you sit in an audience that's rocking laughter, you come out feeling good. So it's as simple as that. They watch the film. Mind you, I don't think it's as good as the audience does, and they like that. I criticize the ending, and I've actually recut the ending. And I show them my version of the ending, which a lot of the audience thinks better than the original. So it's quite a loose and friendly thing.
Well, you know, again, tickets are at johncleeselive.com. I think this is such a great concept, because you are right. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is, I feel like it's on the comedic Mount Rushmore, at least here stateside. This is one of the movies that is must watch if you're a fan of any kind of comedy. And I would hope, Mr. Cleese, that one day we can kind of get back, and maybe that pendulum is swinging to where we can have a little bit more irreverence in our humor nowadays.
Absolutely. I think a lot of the caution at the moment is coming not from the sensible woke people. I mean, I'm totally in favor of inclusion and being kind and all that stuff. But there are people out there on the extreme end of woke who are really trying to stop anybody laughing. And that's not good. Laughter is very good for us. We had a message from someone in Sweden who said when they left the house to come to the show, their blood pressure was 184, which is the highest it ever been. When they got back after the show, it was down to something like 152. In other words, it had dropped an enormous amount simply because the guy had sat in an audience and laughed for 2 hours. And we forget how valuable it is and how good for us. There's a lot of medical stuff about it. It's good for our immune system, you know. And I really don't like these people who are trying to stop us from laughing because they don't understand that when you make jokes, it depends. If you make them in an affectionate way, like you do when you tease all your friends, everybody knows that teasing is not primarily aggressive. It's done with affection. When you tease an old friend, you get away with saying something you wouldn't say to someone you just met because he knows that you love him. And that's the sort of context that the extreme woke people don't seem to understand, that words mean what they mean because of the context. And the literal-minded people often try and spoil our fun. You know, I like the definition of the Scottish Presbyterian as a man who has an uncomfortable feeling that somebody somewhere is enjoying themselves.
Yeah, no, and that seems to be at times where we've gone culturally, but I feel that pendulum swinging the other way, and there is nothing like laughing with a group of people, again, complete strangers, kind of having a collective experience.
I've got a show running in London at the moment. It's based on a sitcom I wrote in England. And you can see the difference in the audience. At the end of the show, everybody's smiling and joking and relaxed. And at the beginning, they're all a little careful and behaving themselves and a little introverted and making sure that they don't draw people's attention. And they change completely as people after 2 hours of good laughter.
It's amazing. Not Dead Yet, John and the Holy Grail at 50 is coming to Sugar Land, San Antonio, Austin, New Orleans. You are making that stop through Texas. Yeah, I'm a lifelong Houstonian. I love my city. Yeah, I know you've been here over the years. Any particular memories come to mind of Houston or Texas during the time you spent down here?
The first memory I have in San Antonio was when I was in New York, and my friend, the screenwriter William Goldman, took me to see the Knicks, and I saw the Twin Towers, David Robinson, and who was the guy who went on playing after Robinson did? They were the two great basketball players. But when I'm in San Antonio, it's a place I feel very comfortable because the Texans are very nice people. They're hospitable. And but the extraordinary thing is when they have a reputation for being right-wing. Well, Monty Python started in Dallas. And when Eric and I did a tour of America about nearly 10 years ago, the best audiences we had were in Texas. And there was one other wonderful audience, but the audiences in Texas just loved us, and we were a bit surprised. We thought that we might be a bit naughty, a little bit cheeky for Texan audiences, and we were quite wrong.
Yeah, you're referring to the Twin Towers, where of course David Robinson and Tim Duncan. But yeah, the Texas crowds. You know what? We like our comedy. We don't take ourselves too seriously. So I think you're going to fit right in.
That's right. No, there's a general relaxation, and people are warm. The whole thing is there are nasty jokes out there, and they're disgraceful, you know, but they're not intended to be humorous. They're intended to hurt people's feelings, and that's quite wrong. And we ought not to do that. that. But when you're with someone that you're very fond of, you can say all sorts of rude and jokey things to them, and they know that they're said out of affection. And there are people who don't understand that words, that the meaning of words depends on the context. For example, if you say something ironic, it means the meaning is the opposite of what the words are saying. That's what irony is. And I don't think the extreme woke people understand that.
Yeah, irony is lost on a lot of people, and that is in itself ironic. One of my favorite things. Now we have many things in common. I know you're a big cat person. I know you got some Maine Coons. I have a Bombay. I love my cats. But you were in James Bond, and you took over for Desmond Llewellyn as Q.
I had a wonderful time. I like the Bond people. I like Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson, the producers, and Brosnan is a delight to work with. She's very relaxed and friendly, warm person, and terribly professional. So he's kind of ideal. If you want to play a scene with anyone, choose him.
Now, when you were taking over for Desmond, obviously y'all had a scene together, but was there any trepidation of taking on such an iconic character like Q?
Not really, because there was such a relaxed atmosphere on set, and also they'd allowed me to help a little bit with the script of my scene, so I was totally confident of the words. And if you go on a set totally confident of the words, that's a big part of it. And that was just friendly. And the only time I think that I remember on the first film, Desmond was still alive. I was his assistant, and I remember Desmond and Pierce Brosnan and myself standing there discussing how terrible we all were with gadgets.
The classic.
I mean, if I approach a computer, it knows that I'm coming. He's back. Let's give him a hard time.
Well, Mr. Cleese, JohnCleeseLive.com. Not dead yet. John and the Holy Grail at 50, coming to the Houston area. Sugarland on September the 19th. San Antonio, September the 18th. Austin on the 21st. And New Orleans on the 24th. Tickets available at JohnCleeseLive.com. Mr. Cleese, it's been an honor and a privilege to talk to you, sir. Been a fan of yours forever.
This has been the high point of your miserable life. It's all downhill from now on, I'm afraid.
Well, you know what? I'll take it. If it means talking to you is as high as it gets, I think I agree with you. And Mr. Cleese, again, I appreciate the time for you this morning.
Well, I appreciate the fact you gave us a shout out. Good. Look forward to being in Texas.
Look forward to seeing you, sir.